welcome back to Hour 2 of the Charlie Kirk Show. This is Friday, Hour 2, which means we take your questions. The Ask Us Anything hour, members.charliekirk.com if you want to join and you want to ask questions. So first up, we have Josh. Josh, can you hear me?
Yes,
Unmute
I can.
yourself. There you are, Josh. What's going on?
Well, I got a question here for Ohio and campaigns. I know that Vivek was a big friend of Charlie's in TPUSA and part of the War Room Posse. Wanted to find out if TPUSA has any plans to help campaign here in Ohio for governor. And then also two-part of the question with the redistricting that's supposed to happen here in Ohio. I know our biggest challenge is the Rhino State Supreme Court justices, and wanted to see if TPUSA is involved or might be involved with, say, the War Room in getting our state redistrict for Republicans.
Yeah, so the backstory here is that there is a redistricting plan that actually Governor DeWine has ultimately decided to endorse and support, which is a good sign, which would take it up from 10 out of the 15 seats in Ohio that would favor Republicans to 12 out of the 15 districts that would favor Republicans. So yeah, your point is well made on the Supreme Court. That's going to be because the maps have to be submitted and approved by the state Supreme Court, and so that's going to be the big fight there. I will immediately after this show get involved with, or I'll get in contact with Tyler Boyer on the C4 side, Turning Point Action. I've seen some let's just say communication going back and forth on that. We are supportive of the redistricting, and in Indiana where we unfortunately got flummoxed by one holdout Republican. But I think Ohio has a good shot of going through because you have somebody like DeWine that's voiced his public support for that effort. So to the extent that Turning Point Action can be helpful, we 1,000% want to be, and we can get you more answers on exactly how that might look in shows to come.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think Vivek's going to end up running away with the nomination and the governorship in Ohio. That's just my personal opinion. And we're very supportive of Vivek. We're still in communication with Vivek, and that's. What do you think about that race?
I like Vivek. Only problem is the Ohio GOP is corrupt, and they've already endorsed a candidate before a primary, which I think a lot of people might have issues with that. They did the same thing when DeWine was running. They endorsed him before a primary and ran, I forget her name, the lieutenant governor under Kasich out of the race, and she was the conservative there. So, yeah, I like Vivek. I'm excited about him, and I think he's the best candidate we have here in Ohio.
Yeah, that's been our conclusion as well. I don't know if Blake or Mike have anything to add, but we in general are very supportive of the redistricting. I will tell you.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add to that. We're supportive of. I don't think just regarding Vivek specifically, we haven't endorsed anyone specifically in that primary. I know there's still multiple people running. We will obviously be supportive of whoever the Republican is. It seems like Vivek is doing very well, and if he's the candidate, we will of course back him, and we'll back him on. We'll back the redistricting effort, which has become very popular all across the country. Pretty straightforward on that front. If it becomes about rejiggering the state Supreme Court, we'll be involved in that too. Although there's so many layers to this. It starts off with us just having to try to redraw maps, and then it's okay. Now we have to win an election, and then we have to recall or replace state Supreme Court justices, and then this suddenly is a multi-year thing. It's quite the process.
Yeah, and just for the record, I do want one minor little correction. While Blake is right on the Turning Point Action side, Charlie did endorse Vivek for governor personally before, obviously, he was taken from us. So, next question. Who's next?
Let's do
Christine.
Let's do Christine.
Hi guys, how are you today?
Hey, Christine. Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sure we all want this shutdown to end, right? This Democratic-driven shutdown at 31 days. I was wondering if we could use the TPUSA platform to maybe encourage 5 moderate Democratic senators who might likely flip, maybe a viral campaign could flip their votes for a clean CR. Thoughts on leading that charge?
Do we
On-
do we really feel we're the right people to make Democrats change their POVs on that one? I feel almost
in
like
swing
I
states-
feel dirty, like I'm in an oil slick on myself or something.
But we shouldn't we be the ones encouraging them to do the right thing?
Yeah, to find the phone numbers and to call the office, and we've done things like that in the past.
Well, there's a few senators that have shown that they are looking for an excuse. So Slotkin would be one of them. Obviously Fetterman. There are swing state senators that are looking down the barrel of electoral upheaval if they don't get the government open, and if they fear credibly that they're going to be saddled with some of the blame for this. So I think your instinct is right, and I think once again I'm gonna take this recommendation. Tyler and I have a call this afternoon, so we're gonna take it right to Turning Point Action. I don't think it's a bad idea. Anything can help. But again, we have a couple races that we're looking at, right? We're looking at Virginia. We're looking at New Jersey. We are that's our focus right now. We have to be prudent about the way we deploy resources, and money is finite, and so we have to be good stewards of that. And at the end of the day, this is not our main focus, if I'm being candid with you. And I think Democrats are going to have to realize that I think that they've already maximized the amount of political upside for themselves with the shutdown, but we don't know how it's going to play out. We really don't. And I think when we talked about this in hour one with the government, with Trump sort of bringing up nuking the filibuster, I think that's saber rattling. I think that's to scare Dems and to get them compliant and to break ranks and finally open the government back up with a clean CR. So that's my personal opinion on the matter. But we have another question here from Michael. Michael, if you are with us, unmute yourself. You're welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show.
Yes. Good day.
Hey, Michael. How you doing?
Which question am I to ask? I gave you two.
Whichever one you prefer.
Yeah, whichever.
All right. Well, I like them both, but I'll go with the North Carolina one first. We have suffered from, I think, a lack of really Republican senators here in North Carolina. The Burrs left. Now Tillis is left. We've got that seat available. Looks like Cooper and Whatley are going to be running. What do you think of Whatley? He's a first-time candidate for anything. His chances of winning this state, and I guess will TP Action be working in North Carolina? Have you decided to make a move to help us here?
Well, North Carolina is an interesting state. Blake, I don't mean to talk over the top of you. It is I think it's, the definition of a purple state, but we're maybe like light red, pink, especially on these state level races, right? You had Dan Bishop running for AG, didn't get in. He was a great candidate. It's a tough state to win at the, whether it's senators or governorship. It tends to kind of like flip back and forth between governor and AG and senators and presidential races. So it's just one of those crazy states, but we do have a good track record of winning senators from the state of North Carolina. So let's hope that holds. As far as Michael Whatley goes, Michael's been a friend of Turning Point Action, friend of Charlie's. I think he did a great job as chair of the RNC, and this is the candidate that President Trump wants. And so I think once you get that endorsement, there sort of necessarily has to be a coalescing of support around a single horse, so we can get that horse over the top. So I don't have more than that for you right now as far as what, again, Turning Point Action. Listen, we get asked to go in a billion directions, and I just want to say we've gotten really good at saying no, something Charlie told us, and we have to point our resources where they're going to be the highest and best use of those resources. We'll be right back.